Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter rights in political theory and we have started the chapter in the previous class, and under this we have studied that what are the claims on which, what are the grounds on which rights can be claimed. The first ground is that they are very much important for our self-respect and dignity. We cannot live a life of dignity and respect in the absence of rights. Some rights like right to livelihood. It's very important for us to be financially or economically independent if we want a dignified life. So right to livelihood comes under this category. Likewise, we also need some other rights like right to freedom of expression. We must have right to freedom of expression if we have to live a dignified life. Then there is another ground on which rights are claimed. The ground is well-being of the people. In order to ensure the well-being of the people, what is important that we must be able to develop our talent and skills. We must be able to take right decisions. We must be able to choose right options, and we will be able to take all these decisions in a proper manner. We will be able to take right decisions. We will be able to develop our talent and ability only when we will be given right to education, because education ब्रॉडन आर रीज़न है ना. एजुकेशन हमारे रीज़न को इंक्रीज़ करता है, हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को बढ़ाता है, हमारे डिसीजन लेने की पावर को वो अच्छा बनाता है. बाय एजुकेशन वी आर एबल टू टेक राइट डिसीजन, वी आर एबल टू मेक राइट चॉइसेस ऑल्सो, इन्फॉर्म चॉइसेस. तो in this way, right to education, we can say that it is a universal right. Okay, because it is important for the well-being of the people. Other than this, on this ground, on the well-being of the people, we cannot demand some rights like this inhaling of tobacco or some prohibited drugs, injecting or inhaling some prohibited drugs cannot be claimed as right, because this kind of activity is not only harmful for the individual, but what happens that if someone use this kind of drug or tobacco, then it affects his or her behavior pattern, and in that way he or she will become harmful for the surroundings also. So this right cannot be given as it is against the well-being of the people. So these are the two grounds on which the rights are claimed, and these rights, right to education, right to livelihood, right to freedom of expression, these are considered as universal rights, because इसकी नीड सबको होती है. ये नहीं कि किसी एक ग्रुप या किसी एक कंट्री या किसी एक कास्ट के लोगों को इसकी नीड होती है, बट इट इज़ नीडेड बाय ऑल इन इक्वल मैनर, and it is also called human rights, because we are human being, we need some rights in order to live the life of a human being, and these rights are called human rights. Okay, and now we will move to a new section, and that is where do rights come from. Rights आते कहाँ से हैं? Okay, where do rights come from? Now we will consider this. In the 17th and 18th century, political theorists argued that rights are given to us by nature or God. It was the argument of the thinkers in the 17th and 18th century that rights are natural. Rights are given to us by God. God ने हमें दिया है, nature ने हमें दिया है. These are natural rights. Okay. And no one can take away these rights from us, क्योंकि भगवान ने दिया है तो भगवान ही हमसे ले सकते हैं. Other than God, no one can take these rights back, है ना. So the rights of men were derived from natural law. Natural law was there, and this natural law has given the rights. This meant that rights were not conferred by a ruler or a society. It's not कि किसी राजा ने या किसी सोसाइटी ने लोगों को राइट्स दिया. नो, राइट्स आर गिवन टू पीपल बाय द नेचर इटसेल्फ. जैसे ही हम पैदा होते हैं, द मोमेंट वी टेक बर्थ, उसी मोमेंट में नेचर हमें कुछ राइट्स देता है. And that is why they were called natural rights. These rights are not given by the ruler or the society. It was the argument, it was the view of the thinkers of 17th and 18th century. This meant that rights were not conferred by a ruler or a society. Rather, we are born with them. We are born with them because these are natural rights. तो ये हमें कोई ऐसा नहीं कि हमें कोई दे रहा है, बट द मोमेंट वी टेक बर्थ वी आर एंटाइटल्ड विद दीज राइट्स. एज सच दीज राइट्स आर इनएलिएनेबल. इनएलिएनेबल मीन्स दे कैन नॉट बी सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम अस. हम जब तक हैं, हमारी लाइफ जब तक रहेगी तब तक ये राइट्स हमारे साथ रहेंगे. दे आर इनएलिएनेबल, दे आर इनसेपरेबल, एंड नो वन कैन टेक दीज अवे फ्रॉम अस. कोई हमसे नहीं ले सकता, क्योंकि नेचर ने दिया है तो नेचर ही ले सकता है. मतलब एट द टाइम ऑफ डेथ वी विल लूज आवर राइट्स. जो बर्थ के समय हमें राइट मिला, उस राइट को हम पूरी लाइफ एंजॉय करेंगे, और एट द टाइम ऑफ डेथ वो राइट्स हमारे ख़त्म होंगे. ओके, नो वन कैन टेक अवे दीज राइट्स फ्रॉम अस. नो रूलर, नो सोसाइटी, नो नथिंग. They identified three natural rights of men. Three natural rights की बात की गई. The right to life, right to liberty, and right to property. These were the three rights, and all other rights were said to be derived from these basic rights. These three rights were the basic rights. इसके अलावे जितने भी rights हैं वो सभी इन्हीं तीनों rights से निकले हैं. राइट टू लाइफ, राइट टू लिबर्टी, राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी. इन तीनों बेसिक राइट्स से ही बाकी के सारे राइट्स जो हैं वो निकले हैं. ओके, the idea that we are born with certain rights is a very powerful notion because it implies that no state or organization should take away what has been given by the law of the nature. This conception of natural rights has been used widely to oppose the exercise of arbitrary power by states and governments and to safeguard individual freedom. So, natural right, the concept of natural right is very much important. First of all, you must remember this concept of natural right was prevalent in 17th and 18th century. Okay, and the thinkers who supported this natural right, they were of the opinion that nature has given the individual all the rights. There were three important rights according to these thinkers. John Locke, Rousseau, all were the supporters of natural rights. Okay, so three natural rights were there: right to life, right to liberty, and right to property. And the importance of these natural rights is that no one can take these rights away from an individual. No state, no authority. अगर हमने एक बार, जब भी हमारा बर्थ हुआ, हमें ये राइट्स मिल गए, उसके बाद ये राइट्स हमसे कोई भी नहीं ले सकता. दीज राइट्स आर इनसेपरेबल. तो दिस इज़ वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि जिस समय की हम बात कर रहे हैं 17th 18th सेंचुरी, दिस वाज द पीरियड जबकि लोगों के पास राइट्स नहीं हुआ करते थे. स्टेट वाज पावरफुल. देयर वाज मोनार्किकल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. mostly in most of the countries, not in almost all the countries, there was monarchy. The ruler was very strong, and people were not having any kind of right. तो ये जो सिचुएशन था, इस सिचुएशंस के डिससेटिस्फैक्शन के कारण ही दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ नेचुरल राइट जो है वो आया. क्योंकि अगर हमें नेचर ने जो राइट दिया है वो राइट हमसे स्टेट क्यों ले सकता है? स्टेट नहीं ले सकता. इंडिविजुअल इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट दैन द स्टेट. स्टेट हैज़ नो राइट टू टेक अवे these rights from us because the state is not giving us the right. तो ये जो सिचुएशन उस समय प्रिवेल कर रहा था, जिसमें कि हम देख रहे हैं कि द मोनार्की वाज ऑथोरिटेरियन. अपने पावर को उसने एब्सोल्यूट मोनार्की वाज देयर. इस सिचुएशन में slowly we see that dissatisfaction started to arise among the people, and that dissatisfaction was because of these views of the philosophers. Philosophers were there, they were spreading such views, such ideas that the source of the right is nature. Nature has given us the right. तो ये चीज़ें जो है वो धीरे धीरे स्प्रेड हो रही थी, एंड वी वर मूविंग टूवर्ड्स द मॉडर्न पीरियड. दिस वाज द टाइम जब हम मॉडर्न पीरियड की तरफ मूव कर रहे थे. यू मस्ट हैव रिमेंबर्ड द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन. जो फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन हुआ उसके बहुत सारे रीजंस थे. वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट रीज़न वाज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फिलोसोफर्स. जो डिफरेंट फिलोसोफर्स थे, जो उनकी बुक्स थी, उन बुक्स में जिन्होंने अपने व्यूज़ लिखे थे, वो व्यूज़ जो थे लोगों के बीच जब सर्कुलेट हुए तो लोगों में क्या आया? अवेयरनेस आया. और देन दे अंडरस्टूड द लूप होल्स ऑफ द सिस्टम दैट वाज प्रिवेलिंग, एंड देन देयर वाज डिससेटिस्फैक्शन. और फिर वो एक रिवॉल्यूशन का फॉर्म लेता है और फिर चेंजेस आने शुरू होते हैं. So this conception of natural right has been used widely to oppose the exercise of arbitrary power by the state. The state cannot use arbitrary power. ये नहीं कि आपको जैसा मन वैसे पावर को आप यूज कर लें. There must be limited government. These views were given by John Locke, Rousseau, Montesquieu. All these philosophers were there who had given these kind of views, these kind of ideas were there. And the state is there to safeguard individual freedom, है ना. इंडिविजुअल्स के फ्रीडम को सेफगार्ड करना जो है वो स्टेट का काम है, न कि उसकी फ्रीडम को छीनना. ओके. In recent years, the term human right is being used more than the term natural rights. In modern time, we don't use natural rights. Instead of natural rights, we use the term human rights. This is because the idea of there being a natural law or a set of norms that are laid down for us by nature or God appears unacceptable today. Today, we don't accept this कि God has given us some right, nature has given us some rights. So these are, in today's world, these are not acceptable. The concept of God and nature and all. So instead of natural right, we talk about human rights. Rights are increasingly seen as guarantees that human beings themselves seek or arrive at in order to lead a minimally good life. I told you, human rights का मतलब क्या होता है? जब हमने human being के फॉर्म में जब हमारा बर्थ हुआ है तो हमें human life लीड करने के लिए वी नीड सम राइट्स. ह्यूमन लाइफ की कुछ डिग्निटी होती है और उस कुछ रिस्पेक्ट होता है, और उस रिस्पेक्ट और डिग्निटी के लिए हमें कुछ राइट्स चाहिए, एंड दीज राइट्स आर कॉल्ड ह्यूमन राइट्स. The assumption behind human right is that all persons are entitled to certain things simply because they are human beings. We all are human beings. So these human rights are equal for all of us. It's not कि किसी एक ग्रुप को ज़्यादा कुछ राइट मिलना चाहिए, किसी एक ग्रुप को कम मिलना चाहिए, कोई प्रिविलेज्ड होना चाहिए, कोई अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड होना चाहिए. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. वी ऑल आर ह्यूमन बींग्स, वी ऑल आर सेम, वी ऑल आर इक्वल. सो वी मस्ट बी एंटाइटल्ड विथ सम सर्टेन थिंग्स, है ना. As a human being, each person is unique and equally valuable. We all are human beings, but each is unique. Each is equally valuable. The value of each human being is similar. It's not कि जो rich people हैं उनकी value ज़्यादा होती है, उनकी life की value ज़्यादा होती है, तो जो poor people हैं उनकी value कम होती है. No, the value of all the people are same. This means that all persons are equal and no one is born to serve others, है ना. We all are human being, हम सब बराबर हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ लोग जो हैं वो उनको उनके पास कुछ स्पेशल उनको स्टेटस मिला हुआ है, अदर पीपल जो है वो उनको सर्व करने के लिए दे हैव टेकन बर्थ. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. ये चीज़ें आज के समय में हम इन चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं. ईच ऑफ अस पोजेस एन इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू. Hence, we must have equal opportunities to be free and realize our full potential. We all are equal. We all have equal values. So, we must have equal opportunities to be free. Everyone should have equal opportunity. And we must realize our full potential, whatever is there inside us. The talent, the capabilities, the capacities, everything should be realized fully. That is very basic thing, minimum thing which is required by the people. This conception of a free and equal self is increasingly being used to challenge existing inequalities based on race, caste, religion and gender. So we see we are talking about a free and equal self. We all are equal. As we all are equal, we all need equal rights. And what are these rights? These rights are to be free to develop our capabilities, to be free to develop our talents. So this there is a concept of free and equal self. We all are free. We all are equal, and that is why we oppose any kind of discrimination which is based on the caste, color, religion, gender. So there should not be any kind of discrimination on these bases. We all are same, we all are equal, so we all must be free. Today the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights builds upon this understanding of rights. So this United Nations General Assembly has given this Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, and in this Universal Declaration of Human Rights it is based upon the understanding of rights, and it attempts to recognize those claims that the world community collective sees as being important for leading a life of dignity and self-respect. In order to live the life of dignity and in order to live the life of self-respect, the whole humanity needs some rights, and these rights are mentioned in this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So in this there is a detailed description of human rights ki we need some rights because we have taken birth as a human being, and in order to live the life of a human being, in order to live the life of dignity and respect, we need some rights, and these are given in the Declaration, United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay. The notion of universal human rights has been used by oppressed people all over the world to challenge laws which segregate them and deny them equal opportunities and rights. So we know we always talk about equality, and no one can support inequality in any form. Still, what we find, what is actually existing in the world is inequality. Even in this 21st century, we find that there are many countries in which this kind of inequality, which is based on the color or caste or gender, is still existing, and people are still oppressed because of these inequalities. So these oppressed people always support the concept of human rights. they demand equal rights, कि जैसे बाकी लोगों को rights मिले वैसे ही हमें भी rights मिलने चाहिए, because we are also human being. We also need a dignified life. And there are many laws which segregate people, which make differentiation between people on the basis of these socially produced inequalities, the inequalities which are produced by society, not by the nature. In fact, it is through the struggle of groups that have felt excluded that the interpretation of existing rights have sometimes been altered. Slavery has, for instance, been abolished, but there are other struggles that have only had a limited success. Even today, there are communities struggling to define humanity in a way which includes them. So, it is happening even in today's world. We find there is inequality. Slavery is not there. Slavery has been abolished, but still we find some kind of inequality is still existing. In America recently, we find there was discrimination on the basis of color of the skin. Blacks and whites, the difference is still existing in US society. In our society, in the society of India, the upper caste, lower caste, that difference is still existing. The gender discrimination is still existing. So people all over the world are the people who are oppressed, who are not given equal rights. They are struggling for equal rights. They are struggling that they must be given those rights which are important for them to lead a respectable and dignified life. The list of human rights which people have claimed has expanded over the years as society faces new threats and challenges. So, what rights are included in the human rights? This list is एवर इंक्रीजिंग. ये लिस्ट में जो राइट्स आ रहे हैं उनका नंबर हमेशा बढ़ता जा रहा है, बिकॉज हमारी जो सोसाइटी है वो चेंज हो रही है. न्यू थ्रेट्स, न्यू चैलेंजेस एंड अकॉर्डिंगली न्यू राइट्स. अगर हमारे थ्रेट्स बदल रहे हैं, चैलेंजेस बदल रहे हैं, तो राइट्स भी बदलेंगे. ओके, फॉर इंस्टेंस वी आर वेरी कॉन्शियस टुडे ऑफ द नीड टू प्रोटेक्ट द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट. In today's time, we see there is threat to the environment. Global warming is one of the most burning issues of present time. So, in today's time, it is also one of the major concern of the human being that we need to protect our environment if we need to survive. अगर हमें जिंदा रहना है, अगर human life को बचाना है, तो व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट कि वी मस्ट प्रोटेक्ट आवर एनवायरनमेंट. तो ये क्या हुआ, ये अभी इसको इंक्लूड किया गया, बिकॉज पहले हमें एनवायरनमेंट के लिए ऐसा कंसर्न नहीं था, बिकॉज थ्रेट नहीं था. बट नाउ वी आर सीइंग कि थ्रेट बहुत बड़ा है, पूरी ह्यूमन के सर्वाइवल के लिए ये एक थ्रेट हो गया है. तो इसलिए हमने इसमें एक नई चीज़ हमारी इंक्लूड हो जाएगी. ओके, एंड दिस हैज़ जनरेटेड डिमांड फॉर राइट टू क्लीन एयर, water, sustainable development, because there is threat to environment, because there is pollution, because there is so much problems which are associated with our environment, our surroundings. So what we need, some new rights. And what are these rights? Like right to safe drinking water. Previously in our constitution there is no mention of a right to safe drinking water. And in the later years, when this right to life was interpreted by the Supreme Court in its interpretation included right to safe drinking water in this right to life, because of threat. हमारा एनवायरनमेंट को इतना बड़ा थ्रेट हो रहा है, बिकॉज इस थ्रेट के कारण क्या हो रहा है कि हम हमारे सर्वाइवल के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो गई है कि हम सर्वाइव कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो इन दैट सिचुएशन वी नीड सम न्यू राइट्स, लाइक राइट टू सेफ ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, राइट टू क्लीन एयर pollution. That is also one of the biggest problem of today's time. Then sustainable development. Development should be sustainable. हमें ऐसा डेवलपमेंट नहीं चाहिए कि बस प्रेजेंट जनरेशन को के लिए हमने कर दिया, फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए हमारा कोई कंसर्न नहीं है. दैट शुड नॉट बी देयर. ओके, सो अ न्यू अवेयरनेस अबाउट द चेंजेस विच मेनी पीपल, स्पेशली वुमेन, चिल्ड्रेन और द सिक, face in times of war or natural crisis has also led to demands for a right to livelihood, rights of children and the like. So what we see that whenever there is any kind of natural calamity, in that situation we find the most vulnerable group is the children, the women, the older people, the sick people. They are the most vulnerable. और सबसे ज़्यादा जो सफ़रर होते हैं इस इन नेचुरल कैलेमिटीज़ के टाइम में, वो यही ग्रुप होता है हमारा, वुमेन का, चिल्ड्रन का, सिक का. तो इस तरह के नेचुरल कैलेमिटी या ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ वॉर ऑल्सो, अगर वॉर हो रही है एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो जो हमारा वल्नरेबल ग्रुप ये हो जाता है. तो इनके लिए इनके इंटरेस्ट को सेफगार्ड करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And for that purpose some new rights have been included, like right to livelihood. Similarly in our constitution also we find that this right was also not there, right to livelihood. We have right to life but right to livelihood was not there, है ना. तो that also right to livelihood has also been included in this right to life through the interpretation done by the Supreme Court. तो अब हमारे राइट टू लाइफ के अंदर राइट टू लाइवलीहुड को भी इंक्लूड कर लिया गया है. तो न्यू थ्रेट्स हैं, न्यू चैलेंजेस हैं, इसके कारण हमारे राइट्स का जो लिस्ट है वो लिस्ट भी हमारा बढ़ता जा रहा है. सच क्लेम्स एक्सप्रेस अ सेंस ऑफ मॉरल outrage about infringement of people's dignity, and they also act as a rallying call to people to try and extend rights to all human beings. So what we see, the dignity of the people should never be curtailed. We cannot support any kind of curtailment or infringement in the dignity of the people. Whenever there is a demand for equal rights, that demand is supported by the people. We can never go against that kind of demand, because equality is something which no one can deny in principle. Everyone wants equality. It will always remain our goal कि हम इक्वालिटी को पा सकें, एंड वी कैन अचीव दिस गोल ऑफ इक्वालिटी ओनली थ्रू राइट्स. when equal rights will be given to all the people, then only we can achieve the aim of equal society or egalitarian society. And moreover, what we find that many times rights are given but implementation is not there. In real practice equality is not there. So that is also a major challenge कि हमने दे तो दिया, on paper the rights are there, but actually the people are not able to enjoy the right. So that will always support it. If anytime, anywhere we see there is infringement in the rights of the people, that will always be, उसका हमेशा प्रोटेस्ट किया जाएगा. That will always be protested by the people, and the concept of equality will always be supported by the people. Okay, so this we have completed, and now in the next class we will discuss legal rights and the state.